We are currently living in an era where everything is getting a reboot of some sort. Whether it's another re-release of a popular game, or a new entry using locations, characters, and sometimes even plots of the past installments. Would rebooting the Dot Hack franchise work in this modern age of gaming, or will it be overshadowed by the media that has a bigger following? Hello, all you beautiful people, past, present, and yes, if those in the future. Welcome, my name is Claude, and today I want to talk about remakes and should Dot Hack receive one. Ever since I joined the Dot Hack community, there's one thing that I have been seeing on many platforms when talking about this series. IMOQ needs a remake! When are we gonna get that IMOQ remake, Bandai? I like Sword Art better. IMOQ, the first 4 games in the series, has been a set of games that people have been asking Bandai to remake for a while now. The games were originally released in 2002 and have been widely regarded as one of the more memorable titles in the series alongside GU. While GU eventually did receive a glow-up with Last Recode, IMOQ on the other hand, has not had that luxury. So why don't we go through what I think would be things that give reason to remake it, and provide reasons as to why it probably won't happen. The games have several things it could improve on that could benefit from some modern polish. In my Why Dot Hack is Awesome video, I briefly talked about the areas of the game, saying that you won't find another player while in those areas outside of story quests and side quests. Areas feel massive, but had very little in it outside of enemies and some landmarks. Only when you are doing side quests or the main story will you interact with the cast. The obvious thing to improve on is the look of the areas themselves, but one of the big things I would like to see in a potential remake is to include random events that involve other people in the world. GU did something similar where you enter area and help other players fight off monsters or PKers, and I think it would add a little bit more immersion to the world if we had things that are not tied to a quest or a story. Something that we can tell other people about and what we see if they can find this random event. Another big change I want to see is improvements to the story. Kite's journey to find out the mysteries behind the world and save his friend Orca is one of the main driving forces for the story. It is these events that go on to shape the narrative of future games. To do that though, we need to lessen the grind. It's not so bad when you play through Infection and Mutation, but once you start to get to Outbreak, you start to realize that the drop rates for some of these key items you need to progress are surprisingly low. The reason I say this is because when you get to Outbreak, you get a new variant of data drain called 2128 Drain. It is a skill that works similar to the initial one you get in Infection, but increases the chances of getting a rare item. That's awesome if you're looking for some unique gear, but with those increased odds, you are less likely to get virus cores as they are not considered a rare item. You don't think about it much early on as you play through the game, but once you get to the part where it needs multiple or specific cores is where it gets frustrating. On top of all of that, there is a chance that you will suffer penalties from using data drain, or any data drain for that matter. Sometimes you even lose experience by the hundreds just out of nowhere, often to where you lose a level if you get really unlucky. My suggestion is to lower the amount of cores needed to unlock the gates. Make it so that the cores themselves have a boost in dropping as well, or just stick with the ones that the core gives out in the story anyway. There are also a couple of things about these games that would be impossible to do now. For starters, the main key feature of the games are the area words. These act as separate parameters for the fields and change how things like elemental affinity, number of monsters, how strong those monsters are. It is a very unique system that I don't think I've ever seen replicated outside of GU. According to that name on GameFAQs, there are 28 keywords for each of the 3 parts. Hey, editor Claude here. When it says 3 parts, I guess I assume this meant for GU, even though I found this on a Infection forum. So, if anyone knows the actual combination, leave it in the comments below. Thank you, I appreciate you. So 28 times 28 times 28, it will be 21,952. Multiply that by 2 for each available server in the game, giving a total number of valid combinations as 43,904. The number of regular fields will be slightly lower due to some combinations being used for story events. 43,000 different area combinations, it's crazy to see. This system is so unique that CyberConnect themselves can't recreate it. Unless recode for Volume 4's entry, the keyword system is not present. When you go to input words, a pop-up will appear saying that it's not available. If CyberConnect can't recreate their own keyword system, there's little chance that they'll be able to do it for IMOQ. And if they do, it will take a long time for them to do so. That carries over to my next reason why it couldn't be a simple HD update like GU. IMOQ is an early PS2 game. Even though GU was released on the same system, they managed to save the files for that game, whereas the creation files for IMOQ would most likely be lost to time. And even if it wasn't the case, and they did have the files, it would be incompatible with newer technology and creation tools. Other games that were released during the same time as IMOQ have seen HD updates, but it is almost never without flaws. If they were to remake this quadrility, they would need to have to build it from scratch. Let's say they did just that. The game looks fantastic, plays fantastic, it is everything we have ever wanted. And then you return to GU. GU is set many years after the World War I ended. Story-wise, it wouldn't make much sense as to why R1 plays so much better than R2, especially with the core games being set in 2010 and GU in 2017. They would also need to remake GU to keep up with the consistency between the two game series. While I think it would be awesome to have a GU remake, GU has at least aged better and did get last recode, which fixed many of its issues. The .hack series is underrated. It has a dedicated fan base that keeps it alive to this day with art, videos, and retrospectives. It's not a perfect series, nor do I want it to be perfect. Nothing is perfect. That being said, it is a series that stands the test of time with more people learning about it now than has been since its release in 2002. That's just my opinion though. Let me see yours in the comments. Do you think IMOD should get a remake? Thank you all so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. Don't forget to hit that like button as well. Stay classy, stay beautiful, but most importantly, have a good day.